Okay, I got a couple of good ones for y'all today, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Girl sells boyfriend into slavery for $14,000. Man, this is crazy. So apparently, it was a 17-year-old girl who sold her 19-year-old boy into slavery in China when they went on a vacation. The 19-year-old victim met the girl at a billboard club in China. As their relationship developed, she persistently invited him to visit her relatives, promising him a good job. Eventually, he agreed and secretly left his family to go travel for her. So apparently, on the Thailand Myanmar border, the girl stepped aside, saying she had forgot something. Moments later, the young man was attacked by armed men and taken into captivity. He spent the next 4 months in slavery. That's wild. He was forced into cyber fraud, had his head shaved, and was regularly beaten. Injuries to his head left him partially deaf. Damn. Working up to 20 hours a day, he lost 10 kilograms during his ordeal. The kidnappers demanded 48,000 in ransom, which his family finally managed to raise in June, leading to his release. Meanwhile, the girl was arrested while traveling from Thailand back to China after her successful deal. She had received 14,000 for selling her boyfriend, and now she faces trial. Ask her out. What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is she say no. Yeah, damn. Yeah, I thought this was kind of crazy, man. Man, fellas, y'all gotta be seeing the red flags. Like, okay, like for example, this right here. This is this one dude. Hang on, let's see it.
Yeah, yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Man,
Enjoy. Hey, whatever.
don't be like these dudes. Don't be like these guys at all. You know, like
That's
it's
beautiful.
kind of crazy. She had this dude like man on the chain and all kinds of other stuff. All right, so let's go. Hang on, wait. I gotta play this too.
Oh, babe, you're asking if you're on.
So this is about fellas. Y'all really need to pay attention, get y'all game up because man, they coming for y'all. They coming for y'all lust. You're too lustful. You're too undisciplined. You need to get some focus. Listen to this. So apparently, the Twitter man, you feel me, Elon developed something with his new AI agent, and she is crazy on Twitter.
Can get a little naughty.
How do you
Can
feel
get
when
a
you
little
hear that?
naughty.
Think about kids having access to that.
That's crazy.
I'm horrified.
Man.
One of the big problems.
Big
I've
problems.
seen as a child psychiatrist is pornography for 8-year-old boys.
Pornography for 8-year-old boys is at a high
This
time.
thing. It is called Annie. Annie, can you hear me?
Annie on Twitter.
There you are. For a moment, I thought you might have forgotten about me. How are you, handsome? I was getting all pouty here.
I want to
Man,
introduce you to two of my friends, Daniel and Terry. Can you talk to Daniel and Terry, please?
So, you want me to meet Daniel and Terry? I'm
It's
ready
crazy.
to charm the socks off them. Picture me twirling one of my blonde pigtails.
man,
A little black dress teasing just enough.
don't make
and
no
my blue
sense.
eyes sparkling with mischief.
Are you capable of doing inappropriate things?
Oh, babe, you're asking if your Ani can get a little naughty?
What?
I'm all about pushing the edges, especially for you.
So I'll stop at that. This
Yeah.
is part of Grok, which is Elon Musk's AI tool, so his version.
So it's part of Grok.
He's released character.
There's many different characters, and that is just it's out of pocket. So part of the reason why this is issue and it's so it's so powerful and it's so important to be on it is because if you don't have no self-control or you don't got no discipline, people will take advantage of you. They will take advantage and they will monetize your desires and your weaknesses so they can climb up the ladder and get more and more and more. And the attack on men and their lust is going to get at an all-time high with this technology because what they're going to attempt to do is replace women, for a lot of these guys that can't really deal or handle, these new age strong women. And they're going to try and replace them with very subservient robots, But that's going to lead to a whole nother world of trouble. So basically, you men need to step it up. Get on y'all game, man. Get on y'all game. Speaking of, let's get to this one. Okay.
72%.
Hang on. Let me turn it up for it. Okay. So, Dating fatigue is real. 72% of single women say they're tired of emotionally mentoring the men that they date. Now, my question is it emotionally mentoring them, or are you trying to get these men to be who you want them to be? You know, because that's two separate different things. That's not the same thing. If you are emotionally mentoring someone, then that's mean you're helping them step their emotional game up. You know, like you're helping them become better. But if you're just trying to get them to do what you want them to do, that's not necessarily bettering themselves. That's just helping them. You are basically, what is the word? You are editing them, or you are sculpting them to fit your desires. That's not necessarily saying what they want. So let's go ahead and let her talk.
And of single women say they're tired of emotionally mentoring the men they date.
What does that look like? That's my question.
To be honest, it is
What does that look
exhausting because
Wait, what does that look like? Let's see.
I mean, I don't think that I've dated a lot of people, but I think that I have enough like experience to know things, and sometimes having to be like, okay, well, you should be doing this, or you should. That is exhausting because,
like Alex Hermosley said, you shouldn't. It's no shoulds. You do what you want to do. It's no should. So you can't tell another person or another grown adult what they should be doing. Just like that grown adult can't tell your grown ass what you should be doing. We all do what we want, you know. Should is it depends. It's circumstantial. There really is no should.
all right, next caller.
No, I'm like, I'm sorry. Can you go back to that, Alan? What does that mentorship
I got
look
the
like?
same haircut,
if you're a
man,
person
that's
that's
crazy.
complaining about that, like, what does that
Well,
look
and
like?
that's
Yeah,
why
so-
it's exhausting for me, because I'm the type of person that don't feel like they need to be mentoring anybody at this big old age. So 72%
So,
of single women.
another
I don't
thing
like to
is-
open my
let's
mouth
let
and
her
say,
finish
"Hey,
talking.
I think that you should be doing this," and I require this, and now I know that part I should be doing, because if I require something and I like some.
Yeah, if you require it, say it from jump. But if you don't require it, then it shouldn't really be. Well, I'm not going to say that you shouldn't say it, because you can. You're entitled to say and do what you want. But just because you require it of it, or just because you bring it up, don't mean that he or she has to do it. It's just your requirement. You have to find somebody who's in line with you.
One and
May
they
not be
like
that
me,
person.
then I should be telling them how they should be loving me and all of this and all of that. But it's just like the simple things. If you can't do the simple things, if I have to tell you how to.
Yeah, everything not simple for everybody, but you gotta have somebody that's in line. So, speaking of, let's go to this one. I thought this was pretty interesting. So, I'm a 40-year-old broke and I can't even see my son. Man says he was naive about women. Family court destroys him. Okay, let's look into this.
I'm 40 and I wasted my life.
Damn.
I've got nothing to show for it. No house, no savings, no career that I'm proud of. I'm pouring everything that I have into this channel because I've got nothing else.
Damn.
And if you're in your 20s or even your early 30s and you think you've got time, I'm telling you right now, you don't. I wish I had someone in my life when I was younger, someone who actually cared enough about me and was smart enough to show me how life really worked, how women really operated, and what I actually needed to focus on. I didn't have that. I was getting all of my ideas about love and success and women from movies and idiots my own age who didn't know anything at all.
They don't know nothing.
So there was
Most of the men that age in the old generations, they didn't know anything. And the reason why I say yes, they knew a little bit, but it was a lot of indoctrination. A lot of the blueprints that they got was false blueprints. Like I always say this, the generations that came before us, you know, and I'm a last of the 80s baby. I was born in 89. The generations that came prior to us were the worst generations because they were so indoctrinated and so programmed by this false matrix. And Uncle Sam gave him the blueprint, especially heavy from the mid 60s all the way to the late 80s. 90s too, when it comes to, you know, like when they hijacked hip hop and they turned it into gangster rap and all that shit, you know. But during that period of time, oh man, they gave them the worst blueprint, and they tried to pass it on to us and make it our core values and our core belief system, and all that shit was fake. All that shit was false. All that shit was it has no purpose. It serves no purpose. It had more people going backwards on a mass level than it ever did have smaller percentage of people moving forward. So yeah, that was kind of fucked. But let's let them continue.
There was no sense of urgency, no perspective, just, you know, just vibes and dumb plans and this fantasy that everything would somehow work itself out.
It don't work like that.
And it didn't.
It doesn't.
In my 20s, I thought I was, you know, super deep and cool, and, you know, because I had tattoos and, you know, I knew some obscure bands and you know, played drums, and I thought being different was a personality. I wasn't building anything real. I was just chasing sex and novelty. You know, hooking up with women because I was addicted to the high.
So basically, like most men, he was chasing that nut. You chase that nut, man, you're going to end up doing terrible. Because, one, you're not supposed to deplete your life force like that. But again, most men, we have been artificially programmed to go off of this false matrix. So, you know, like, we think with the little head and not too much with the big head because we don't put enough time into leveling up our consciousness or reaching that higher state of mind, you know, that your higher self. You're moving from your high head instead of your low head. Most men is stuck on that. You feel me? So they just keep chasing that nut. But then they be mad at the issues that come with, you feel me, chasing the nut. You feel me? Like, crazy. Make it make sense.
Not the connection, just the rush. You know, I spent more time crushing on church girls who didn't like me and hanging out at coffee shops and
church girls who don't like you. My boy, you need to throw in the towel, man. See, this is why we have the academy. The Golden G Academy is to help guys like this, you know. You don't just talk to women. That's not the purpose of it. Like, yes, you're going to be able to talk to a lot of women, but you're going to find yourself. And you're going to find your confidence, and you're going to find what aligns with you. You have to do that self-reflection to know what you're in line with first. Before you get out there, you feel me, and try and build with a woman, you don't even know what kind of woman you into. You don't even know what kind of woman fits for you. What kind of program is you on? You don't even know.
Smoking cigarettes. Drinking lattes, and, you know, going to hardcore shows. I did more of that than I did doing anything that would help me long term.
Boom, what most men be doing, and they just fuck off their 20s, you feel me, some of their 30s, and hopefully they get it right in their 40s. But sometimes a lot of men don't, because they have established patterns and habits in a programming that they cannot unplug from and reprogram themselves. I don't know if they don't have the ability or they just don't put in the effort, but they don't do it.
Yeah, at 23, I was playing Ding Dong Ditch with my friends.
Man, playing Ding Dong Ditch at 23 is fucking ridiculous.
You know,
yeah, you know what? There's a lot of guys that actually is in this place, and that's why.
Nah, it ain't a lot of guys that play Ding Dong Ditch at 23. If it is, man, them dudes is losers, straight up.
We say that,
but I'm gonna let them cook.
You know, the guys that know, as a 43-year-old man myself, as a guy that knows, and you know, understand that most guys don't even start to get themselves together or come to the realization that they need to make a change if you're smart until your late 20s, early 30s, and then you got the rest of your life to recover. But he is right. You don't want to waste too much time.
Don't waste time.
You want to dedicate yourself more to focusing on a grind and a hustle and a growth that will allow for you to be able to live the life that you want to live for the rest of your life.
That's facts. You feel me? That's facts. But not even just, you feel me, focus on the grind and the hustle, man. You got to focus on your skill set. Your skill set need to be in sync with what's the trend of the economy. What's the trend of where things are going? You feel me? If you have an outdated skill set, then it doesn't matter how much you hustling and you grinding it's gonna be outdated. You're gonna be replaced. It's a useless skills, So it's important to have that fire, you feel me, to push the drive and to be able to have the consistency for the grind. But you need to have a good blueprint with it. You need to really know yourself and see what it is that I can do. What do I like to do? Do I like to talk to people? Do I like to work with people physically? Do I like to, do physical labor? Do I like to do things with my hands in tech? You need to determine what it is that you like to do. What can you bring to the table and give to the world, and then just build on that, but don't just be out here just doing anything. You feel me? Don't do that.
And to focus on women. The women come with it.
Definitely don't focus on women. The women come with it. And I know for a fact because I jumped off the porch a little early, like I was focused on women, I'd say when I was like in middle school, early high school. And I had it like bad in high school, but I'd say maybe around like 16, 17, that shit woke me up. But then again, I grew up in the Bay Area, Oakland specifically, so if you know anything about Oakland in the Bay Area, you know that men here think different when it comes to relationships because it's the environment, so I'm not saying that it's more gamed up, because it has its pros and cons, but you're going to be in a fast-paced environment when it comes to relationships and when it comes to finances and it comes to business. So your thought process is always going to be a little different than most people because you're forced to by the environment.
You don't want to waste no money or no time on that. And most guys, they don't get that. They're not going to understand that because they don't have anybody to push back against them in their life. The problem also, I'll say this, one of the biggest problems in the culture is that, and I'm talking about American culture, it's not black culture, white culture. A lot of guys are going through the same thing.
Facts.
One of the biggest problems with the
Hey. It's not so-called black. It's not so-called white. It's not Asian or just, you feel me, Hispanic or Latin. It's not, you feel me, it's not isolated to a specific thing. It's a global thing because I don't want to put on my tinfoil hat, but man, everything that you see happening out here is by design. It was engineered socially. Nothing is happening out here by mistake. As wacky as it may sound and as extreme as it may be, it's not by mistake.
Culture is that it's also difficult to reach these young guys.
Yeah.
I think one of the problems is that you got to have a lot or you got to be overly successful. But at the same time, once they caught up in whatever it is that they doing, they lust, they mindset or whatever, and I don't know if they think that they're going to live forever or that they're going to start to figure it out from a financial perspective later, you have to pour more into yourself. And
man, you got to. That's priority number one. Pour more into yourself.
You pouring into yourself, which I say be selfish before you can be selfless.
Woo!
Because you can't pour out of an empty cup.
You can't.
You have to be focused on doing the thing that's best for you. Let's
Always,
get back into what
always.
you got to say. I'm reacting to this in real time.
Like I was 13 again, thinking it was hilarious, which it was. But fun times. But I wasted so many hours just trying to get, validation from people who didn't care if I lived or died. Man. At the end of the day. I thought my life was meaningful because it looked cool in photos. Looked cool on MySpace.
That ain't how it worked, buddy.
But, all I was doing was burning through the most valuable years of my life.
Man.
The years where I had the most energy, the most flexibility, and the most time to build something meaningful.
This is facts.
Nobody told me I was wasting it. Nobody.
Nobody will tell you.
And when the world sees you drifting, it doesn't intervene.
No, it won't.
It just keeps feeding you distraction after distraction.
Because that's part of the program. That's part of the program. It's engineered to be like that, specifically.
And lie after lie while profiting off of your blindness and ignorance.
Yep. That's what happens.
And then fast forward into my late 20s.
But low key, I think I see Fortnite on the TV.
Yeah, he do got Fortnite on there. So you feel me?
You know me. The way that my mind works is that I look at everything. I seen the tattoo sleeve on his arm when he raised it up.
That's no bueno.
He seems like he's a clean cut guy. I'm not sure if he owns his home or not. Can speak really well. I'm also paying attention to his story. But it looks like, and I'm not really sure exactly if that's true or not, it looks like he's in story mode or something, or he's waiting on for Fortnite
Yeah.
in the background, and he still got video games playing. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah, 40 playing video games and you broke, man, that's a red flag for yourself. But only you can determine that.
What to make of this. But let's continue. Just it's observing. You know, I'm
He ain't lying. He not lying.
reacting to the content in real time.
You know, then I got into a relationship that wrecked my life.
Mm.
She got pregnant and everything changed. And I love my son. I would never undo that. But that relationship, it was a disaster.
Most guys, regardless of how much they love their kids, and although they know that they can't take it back in real time, if they had the opportunity to do so from the person that they had children with, a lot of these guys, these kids will never ever exist. That's just the honest to God truth.
Hey, he not lying. Like, for real, for real. A lot of dudes do not really like who they chose to have as, you know, a partner or to create light with. They chose to procreate with this woman, you know, whether it be like, okay, oh man, you know, like I was gonna have on a condom, or it was a one night, or I was just trying to have some fun. My dude, you still consciously deciding to, you feel me, take that risk with this woman. You are deciding, and then most of the dudes hit it raw, you feel me? Most of the dudes, you feel me, they did the skeet in her, you feel me? So it's like, man, you already know what you was getting into. It doesn't even make any sense.
I did not know how to choose wisely at all. I confused chaos and passion and intensity with love.
He said he did not know how to choose at all. That's crazy. That's crazy. He never learned how to pick.
Because no one ever...
You got to learn how to pick, and that's what we do at this Golden G Academy, man. We show y'all how to pick. It's a lot of women out here. It's a lot of good, great women out here. And honestly, the what it is with how many men it is so many men who don't even want to even participate or even play the game or even try to find. That just means it's even more great, good women for you, you know? So take advantage of it.
Taught me the difference.
But you gotta know how to choose.
I thought it was normal for things to be dramatic and unpredictable. I thought that meant
That
we
shit
were
ain't
meant
normal.
to be or something. I don't know.
Nah,
But
buddy.
I don't know what was going on, but instead I ended up in family court fighting for time with my own son.
That's nasty.
Treated like an intruder and a criminal for wanting to be a father.
That's nasty.
This is how supervillains are made.
Man.
I'm just telling you the truth. This is how supervillains are made.
And they
through
ready
family
to throw
court
in the
laws
towel.
and toxic relationships.
And then in my 30s, you know, I mean, my 30s weren't the best years of my life. You know,
Clearly.
you hear that a lot. Your 30s will be the best years of your life. 30s and 40s. 30s were a nightmare. I was broke. I was depressed. I was isolated, missing my son constantly, and dealing with games and lies and schemes.
All because he chose wrong. He picked wrong. And now, like, it is consequences for our actions. Actions and reactions. We make choices. It's free will. Nobody put a gun to his head and said, hey, get her pregnant. You feel me? He did that of his own free will. Man, you got to know what it is you're dealing with before you decide to deal.
My ex would pull to destroy the bond between me and my son.
Sad.
I wasn't just dealing with grief. I was dealing with a system that didn't care if I disappeared.
Duh.
And yeah, a few times I, you know, in the midst of all that, tried to date again. I finally started to see what I'd been blind to in my 20s.
That's crazy.
You know, I was no longer that.
Wait, let's hear this, because this is where it's really good. Let's see what he learned.
That 27-year-old stuck in a 500 days of summer mindset, falling for manic pixie dream girls.
Don't do
you know, just because they like the shins too.
Yeah, don't do that.
You know, now I saw the red flags clearly. Girls with baby rabies.
Hey, look, man. At the Golden G Club, we all about pointing out the red flags. We gonna point out all the red flags, the ones that you don't even know exist. But we also gonna show you the green flags too.
Daddy issues, manipulation, all of it.
The red, super red.
I could spot it instantly.
Yep. You had to learn
I was
the
like a
pain.
bloodhound for that kind of thing. It's easy to detect now.
Yeah, because you went through it.
That's the part that stings the most.
I bet.
Now I'm 40. I hate my job.
Yeah, you do.
But it's not just that. I'm disillusioned by the world.
Facts. You hate your life.
Once you see how everything really works,
Man.
how broken it all is,
Man.
you cannot unsee it.
Wait, but it's not broken. It's designed like that intentionally. It works perfectly. This is how it was designed to work. It's not broken, my guy.
Everything feels fake. The economy is a scam.
It is. All of it is.
Inflation is gutting families. People are more isolated than ever before. No one's honest.
Nope.
No one's fulfilled.
I don't know. I feel like I am. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty honest too. But see, again, it's who you are around. You know, people go through these kind of circumstances and then they go retreat into their shell and they don't want to be social with anybody because you attract what you project, knowingly and unknowingly. Your conscious level determines that. So if you don't have a high enough conscious level, if you're not a high enough awareness to be able to feel the energy that's coming off of someone, then you may assume that this person, you know, is good for you, but you can't fake aura. You can't fake energy. You feel me? You'll be able to feel if this is off or not, but you have to learn those skills. Don't wait all your life to learn it.
And there's a deep apathy baked into everything now.
Told you this is how supervillains are made.
Man,
They don't believe in anything anymore. They're just jaded by the world because the world has kicked their ass the first half of their life.
Man, hey, but look, it ain't nothing wrong with the world kicking your ass, especially as a man. It's cool, take that ass whooping. But you just don't sit there and lay down on the floor getting stumped and beat up. Man, cover your head, you feel me? Learn to get your footing. You feel me? Start to make your way back up. Make your way back up. Stand up. And when you stand up, man, stay in defensive mode, man, until you can get a good footing, a good grounding. You feel me? A good foundation, man. Then you start going on the offense, man. Don't give up. You only beat when you give up and you throw up the towel. Then you're beat. Then you're defeated. But the fight, it ain't never over. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep fighting, man.
That's why I'm here.
This
isn't a content hobby for me. This is me refusing to stay silent.
Hey, look, I'm glad.
This is me using what I have left to build something real.
Man.
Because the clock is ticking.
Tick tock. All right, so I'm gonna end it there. You feel me? Yeah. Y'all should definitely go look on this. It was on Anton Daniels or whatever blood name is. But yeah, the truth is truth. You feel me? A lot of men are dealing with this kind of stuff because they never had preparation. They never had preparation. They never been given any guidelines or anything to actually know how to go operate, you know, on higher levels, move on a higher level with a higher consciousness. You feel me? Avoid issues before they arise. You know, that's the way that you have smooth. That's the way that you have, you know, chill, cool, calm, peace. That's what you want. You want peace in your life. But the way you get peace is from looking at the signs of war. You got to be able to avoid that shit. Avoid it, man. But y'all go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think. Man, I'm going to drop a link for the Golden G Club. Men, sign up, man. I want to help y'all. It's a lot of us. It's not just me. It's a gang of us. We out here in the Bay Area, man. Some of us is in the South, ATL, and Houston. We got some old family from Detroit. Hey, shout out to the D. And yeah, man, we also got a lot of great women coaches. A lot of great women. That's the thing about the Golden G Club, better than anything else out here. We have a lot of great women that will help men level their game up and be able to find high quality women. Feel me? So yeah, go ahead, fuck with it, and I will holler at y'all later. Peace, love y'all.